Hey, what's going on YouTube? Mike here once again, and today is a recap of my Funder Pro challenge for today. And as you can see right here, $355 profit. I was actually in one main trade. That was a good one. It was a silver bullet yet once again. Unfortunately, this little red negative 32. That was a trade that I tried to do earlier on, a little scalp that I tried, and it didn't work at all. So I jumped out of there as fast as I could. I had a break even because I was in profit on this one, and I moved my stop loss to break even, and sure enough, it went all the way back up there, went to break even, but then I just jumped back in again because I knew what it was going to do. So we had a good trade here to 324, a 33.50, and a 31.60. So. Except for this little blemish here with the negative 32, it was a very profitable day, 355. So I am that one step closer to digging myself out of the hole that happened way down here a couple of days ago. So anyway, I'm 161.41 away from being at the starting point again. So hopefully, we'll be done with this silliness as far as these big losses. I'm okay with little losses, but big losses like that hurt really bad. But anyway, I'm working my way back up, and hopefully in the next week, I can possibly have this thing figured out, and at least the phase one completed, and then we'll jump on to phase two, which thankfully it's less of a profit that I need to make, and we'll go from there. So anyway, let me go to the charts and show you what happened this morning. This is actually live. Let's see, what is that? Today is the October 20th. I think it's actually, yeah, it is Friday. So let me jump in on the 5 minute. You can see where I had my trade marked up here, but I will zoom in. Actually, first let me do a replay. We'll replay back to. Actually, I got in as far as looking at stuff before 9:30, which is market open. So I was pretty much sitting here. Let me go and get, I'll move these around, but when I was pretty much sitting here, I was looking for the highs and the lows. This was the low at the time, and then my high at that time was right here. And you can see the little dotted lines. Those are actually from an indicator that I have that is called Smart Money Concepts Expo. So you might want to check that out. It's a free indicator that's available. But anyway, this was my high, this was my low. I was looking for it to either sweep the high or sweep the low before the silver bullet would take place. So let me kind of move forward here. You can see it was doing some real crazy stuff. It actually did, which I thought was a sweep, but it kind of really wasn't, because it wasn't very aggressive. Let me go down to the 1 minute here. There we go. It was just barely swept up there, but I'm looking for something a little more aggressive, if not a full candle close, to be classified in this as an actual sweep. And then immediately once market opened, it did a big drop, and it still never came down to sweep this out. So I was sitting here watching it, and it just kept going back and forth, kind of in a consolidation here. And then it went up and it tapped into that high again. And then it did another candle, and then this time it actually closed above the high. So I'm thinking, okay, now we're kind of getting somewhere. So what I'm looking for is, which I've showed before, I'm looking for it, once it broke there, I'm looking for it to break structure somewhere in here, but as you can see, there's really no, maybe right here would have been the candle, but there's nothing real solid as far as I was looking for breaking structure. Maybe it would have been on the 30-second to be a little bit easier, but the 1 minute, not so much. But what I'm basically looking for is to come down somewhere, break structure on the downside, which is basically a market shift, come back up and tap into a fair value gap, and then come all the way back down again. That's pretty much what the plan is. So anyway, so I'm still kind of looking at it here, and it went up even further. I thought, hey, well, maybe it's going to take up this higher high that is way over here. Would have been the higher high, or actually sweep that high, I should say. So anyway, so I was kind of watching it, and it started coming down. Then it started doing a drop there. And I was thinking to myself, well, maybe that is the market shift. However, it's really not a fractal low there. So I was just figuring I'm just going to keep looking at it and keep watching and see what comes up. And then here we got it coming up. It created a new low here, as you can see. Boom. Okay, so it created a new low there. So what I would do is I would mark this up here. and put a line there. Now this is what I wanted to do. I wanted to come down and break that low right there, come back up to a fair value gap, and then come back down. That's what I was looking for. So as you can see, it did come down. Well, actually it went up once more time, but then eventually it did come down. Didn't change the character, market shift, whatever you want to call it, and it came up. It tapped into this fair value gap. You can see the red thing right here. Got my fair value gap going on there, and that's actually when I got in. It was like right when I started touching that fair value gap. Boom, I got in, and then it kind of went up again, and that's actually when it hit break even. What I did is I put my whenever it was down here, I said, okay, I'm going to go and change my order to a break even, and that's when I got that one trade that said it's 0 because it hit break even. But while it was up there, I knew it was going to be dropping down because it did a market shift. I got in once again at the same position basically, so it was kind of like a replay for me. And then from there on, it started dropping down, and then this is pretty much where I got out, was right down here, because it was getting kind of close to the to this lower or this higher low. And anytime it comes to a point of interest, the order block, lower low, that kind of thing, I get a little concerned, thinking it might head back up, which it actually did. Once it hit here, kind of went back up, and then I was already out by then with my $300 and some trade, plus the other. I got in a second entry and a third entry as well, and I just took those for lower. Those are the icing on the cake. But the big one was the $300 and some trade that happened, and it did very well. Now if I'd have stayed in it, then it really went down. But you know what? I'm not here to be a pig. My dad always used to say, you can be a bull, you can be a bear, just don't be a pig. So I basically took my money and I ran, because I am trying to pass this challenge. I'm trying to get as few losses as possible, obviously, but I also want to take money when money's there. I don't like giving it back because I wait for it to run all the way back up to break even or something like that. So anyway, that is the trade that happened today. Again, the silver bullet, and it was between 10 o'clock and 11 o'clock. The blue line here, or the blue zone here, is the 10 o'clock. I also got it marked out with a line, and 11 o'clock is over here. So yeah, so the silver bullet is still working pretty well, which I'm happy with. So that's pretty much the wrap up for today, and hopefully we're gonna have a good Monday. I'm gonna rest over the weekend. I might do some back testing over the weekend, but certainly rest up. And I might even try a London session next week sometime, which would be 3 o'clock in the morning for me, and then also do the New York. So I won't be getting much sleep that day, but I might try it. I don't know. But anyway, like I said, that's it. Hope you like this video. Hit that subscribe button if you did. Hit the like button if you did, and also hit that notification bell so you'll know anytime I come up with some new videos. So until then, have a great weekend and be profitable.